Yes. It's with deep honor and heartfelt pride that we gather here to welcome and celebrate a man whose name echoes through corridors of Guyanese history, not merely as a pioneer, but as a paragon of wisdom, integrity, and vision. Mr. Campbell, the first Amerindian Member of Parliament in Guyana, stands as a towering figure whose legacy continues to guide our nation's conscience. We welcome him not only as a leader of the past, but as a voice that still speaks to our present, a voice of inclusion, of justice, and unwavering commitment to dignity of all people. His wisdom is not confined to words, but expressed through actions, championing indigenous rights, advocating for education, and laying the groundwork for a more unified Guyana. Today, as we reflect on his contributions, let us renew our commitment to his ideals he stood for. Let us welcome his memory not as a relic, but as a living frame, one that lights the path of civic engagement, cultural pride, and national development. Stephen Campbell, a man of wisdom, we welcome you in spirit, in legacy, and purpose. May your example continue to inspire generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isaac Atkinson of Christ Church Secondary School. It is certainly a pleasure to have you at this year's Stephen Campbell event. And of course, if you've been attending over the past few years, it has certainly been educating and an informative event as always. Of course, you remember as well that Stephen Campbell happens to be the main reason that we celebrate Amerindian Heritage Month in September, and today, September 10, as Amerindian Heritage Day. And now, please join me in welcoming Member of Parliament and proud descendant of the Makushi and Wapishana nations of Region 9, a tireless advocate for the rights and development of Guyana's indigenous peoples, who has over 2 decades of public service, from regional counselor and clerk of works to his current role as regional coordinator at the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs. Our main speaker is an accomplished scholar. He's a double valedictorian and is currently pursuing his doctorate in business administration. Please join me in warmly welcoming the Honorable Alistair Charlie, MP, to give you the official remarks to get this evening's program going. Please put your hands together for MP Charlie.
Thank you very much, Morano. Permanent Secretary Ryan Tulsiram and staff of the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, the Diplomatic Corps, special invitees, my indigenous brothers and sisters, members of the media, one and all. I extend Amerindian heritage greetings on behalf of the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs and the 9 Amerindian nations across Guyana. The Arawak Nation, Halakoha, the Carib Nation, Chipararipu, the Arikuna Nation, Miaranangkong, the Akawayo Nation, Arabunay, the Patamonas Nation, Wagope Namisang, the Waros Nation, Baukaya, the Makushi Nation, Meranamang Yambas, the Wapichan Nations, Kaimentogar, and the Waiwais Nation, Kirawahi. It is an honor to stand before you this evening as we commemorate the life and legacy of one of Guyana's most iconic figures, Stephen Campbell. Every year on September 10, as part of Amerindian Heritage Month, the government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, dedicate this day to his extraordinary contribution. But more than commemorations, today is a living reminder of how one man's courage reshape our national story. Today, as we stand in a Guyana, where indigenous leaders sit in parliament, head government ministries, and lead national policy, we can trace this progress back to Stephen Campbell's pioneering steps. My brothers and sisters, the PPPC government has long recognized the trail blazed by Stephen Campbell. Our policies and programs are rooted in the belief he championed, a development that is inclusive, respectful, and empowering. From expanding scholarships for hinterland students to investing in infrastructure, from ensuring land titling to improving health and digital access across the hinterland and riverine communities. Our government continues to build on the foundation Campbell laid. This development and transformation are not charity. This is partnership. It is the embodiment of Campbell's vision. Today, Amerindians are equal partners with the PPPC government in Guyana's progress and transformation. Stephen Campbell's story is also a story of courage. Imagine, in the 1950s, standing alone as an indigenous representative in a colonial legislative council, speaking to your people in a system not built for you. He not only spoke, he persisted, but he also persuaded, and he won respect across the political divide. That courage is why every Amerindian parliamentarian today can rise and be heard in the National Assembly of Guyana. As President Dr. Irfan Ali said repeatedly, development must reach every corner of Guyana. The President's principle echoes Campbell's call for inclusion. And today, we are seeing the dream become a reality under the People's Progressive Party civic government. My brothers and sisters, Stephen Campbell did not just make history. He made a path. He showed Amerindian youth that leadership is possible, that their voice matters, that their culture is a strength, not a barrier. Today, we see indigenous doctors, nurses, CHWs, teachers, entrepreneurs, engineers, police and military officers, and parliamentarians embodying his spirit. But let us also be clear. Celebrating Stephen Campbell is not just about looking back. It is about recommitting ourselves in his vision. With that, it is a commitment of the PPPC government that Amerindian communities have access to quality education, quality healthcare, and equal opportunity. Our government, the PPPC, ensures that indigenous knowledge and traditions are protected and respected in our national development agenda. As a government, the PPPC remains firmly to this part. The government's support for the National Two-Shows Council, investments in hinterland roads, renewable energy projects, water systems, entrepreneurship, the presidential grant, and over 14 billion transformed to 240 plus Amerindian villages from the government's low carbon development strategy carbon credits scheme. All reflect the PPPC government's commitment to continue Campbell's work in real and measurable ways. To the young people here today and across Guyana, especially the indigenous youth, I want you to hear this. Stephen Campbell started as one man from a small village. You too can shape Guyana's future. Remember, his life proves that leadership begins with service, courage, and the belief that your community or village matters. As we honor Stephen Campbell during Amerindian Heritage Month, let us recommit ourselves to his vision of inclusion, dignity, and opportunity. His life teaches us that leadership knows no boundaries of geography or ethnicity. It begins with courage, service, and the belief that every voice matters. Today, we must carry his torch higher. Every successive PPPC government commits that no Amerindian child feels left out of education. No community feels cut off from development, and no voice is unheard in the decision shaping our nation's future. This is not only the PPPC government's commitment, but it is our collective responsibility as Guyanese. Stephen Campbell opened the door. Now it is our duty to throw it wide open, to continue to build Guyana, where every indigenous person can rise as far as their dream will take them. In doing so, we are not just continuing his legacy, we are also building the one Guyana, a country where unity and inclusion are lived realities. My brothers and sisters, his journey shows us what is possible. Our actions will decide what comes next. Together, we will keep his legacy alive, not just in memory, but in the living reality of an inclusive, united, and prosperous one Guyana. I thank you.
Thank you, MP Charlie, for your kind remarks as we begin this year's Stephen Campbell event. I'd just like to ask you to come forward and fill up the seats in front. Those of you sitting at the back, can you just, as before the play actually starts, so that you can have a better view of the proceedings as they unfold. So please, let me invite you to come forward and fill up the seats. Play this evening, Stephen Campbell, the Man of Wisdom, is a powerful theatrical tribute to Stephen Campbell, Guyana's first indigenous parliamentarian, celebrating his legacy and the enduring strength of indigenous heritage. The play explores themes of cultural wisdom. Written and directed by Denzel Carlisle Saint-Hill, with Christopher Sugdio as co-director and producer, the production is a creative endeavor of the Renaissance Global Influence Network, which aims to revitalize cultural narratives for modern audiences. Through compelling storytelling and artistic direction, the play honors indigenous resilience and positions wisdom as a vital force for progress and meaningful change. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Stephen Campbell, the Man of Wisdom.
Chante waste hokshila the waters soar above the trees, to find the gem between the mountains and seas. Your children know we try though we may fall. We stand united now to heed your call. Our fathers fought the fights for liberty. Forever I'll defend Guyana free. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. Rise up for your land. Rise up, won't everybody stand? Rise up for your land. Rise up, won't everybody take a stand?
I am the voice they try to still, the whisper in the forest chill, the echo carved in mountain stone, the dream my people call their own. I walked where no one cleared the way, through shadowed halls of white and gray. They saw my skin, not what I knew, but wisdom walks in silence too. I am the son of the river's bend, of stories time could never end. The chants, the drums, the sacred flame, they live in me, I speak their name. I did not come with a sword or a shield, but with the truth the earth revealed. Each step I took, a prayer, a vow, to lift the past into the now. They called me first, but I was more, a bridge, a key, an open door. For every elder, for every child, I stood unbroken, undefiled. I bore the weight of unseen chains, of stolen lands and silent pains, but still I rose and still I spoke, for every tree, for every folk. I am the man who would not bow, who carved a path from then to now, and though the world may shift and spin, the roots I planted grow within. So let this stage be a sacred ground, where every heartbeat is a sound, of those who dared, of those who stayed, of wisdom that will not be swayed. I am the man of wisdom's flame. Remember me, speak not my name in sorrow, but a rising song. For I am here, I still belong.
Where's my phone? I heard Uncle Stevens doing the tinker pose again. Should I bring the smelling salts? Oh, or I could get the Paracari wine.
Blast! Alright, this isn't funny. The Amerindian Development Council's third letter this month. Third. The interior remains a footnote in Georgetown's constitution.
Patience, Kayan. Ink stains fade. Colonial neglect, that takes way longer. See this? first election without universal suffrage. I hope the Wellington Commission can introduce this soonest. Everyone in coastal Guyana voted, except our people. No roads, no ballots. All right, remind me what the commission calls suffrage.
Stephen, it took years for they start talking about adult suffrage. But even so, it's making way for everyone's voices to be heard. But without roads, whose voice is going to be heard?
The sacred rights of every Guyanese. Unless you live past Essequibo, then it's inconvenient.
Universal suffrage, a feast we smelled but never tasted.
So Stephen, go to Georgetown, tell them how much we want this.
Why beg those in the capital for a meeting?
We need it. Don't you think so? Stephen, write a letter to the capital. We could get this and we could get our petition for the rights of land.
Sitting in a velvet chair doesn't fill a child's belly, Kayan. Burnham drafts a new constitution now. If the Amerindians aren't in it, we vanish. Time to write to the Lion of Georgetown.
Stephen, the councils write letter, but we need to write history. People don't just go and look for them, knock at their doors, look for Jagan. He holds the hearts of many of the coastal people. Find him. If he could breathe fire for the sugar workers, he could spare some smoke for the Amerindian people.
Auntie's running guerrilla diplomacy in her kitchen. I have an idea. I'll draft 2 letters, one for Burnham's ego and the other for Jagan's conscience.
Auntie? It's scarier than a caiman in mating season.
Don't talk about flattery right now. We need this letter to be drafted.
Patience, patience. Governor Charles Wally. The Waddington Commission move to introduce suffrage is closer than expected. Yet, again, the 47 election saw Amerindians as suspectors in their own land. Now, as the strongest, when rooted, it's in its soil. Remember, grant me an audience. Let us discuss justice for the first people. Stephen Campbell. Playing both sides, my crew.
Perfect. But I would add, P.S. Don't make me send Ken to go camp in your office.
I do it. I bring to Mopot.
Stephen, voice of the interior. It's a pleasure. Welcome to Georgetown. Have a seat. Have a seat. Stephen, what brings you to Georgetown? I've heard you've been kicking up a storm in the interior.
That's correct, that's correct.
So, adult suffrage? I've heard that you're fighting for the rights of the Amerindians. What do you want from me?
Truth often blooms, Prime Minister, unlike promises which wither.
You question my commitment to the people, the first people of this country.
All Guyanese? When the Wapishana starve? When Lacuna children study under trees? Let me speak plainly, sir. In 47, a vote came a drumbeat across the coast. But in the rainforest silence, we were the forgotten host. Suffrage universal, they cried, a bold and shining creed. Yet, no ballot reached our villages, no voice for our need. You draft a new constitution now, with power's eager hand. But if the Amerindians aren't written in it, it's built on shifting sand. We are not ghosts to haunt your halls, nor relics in the glass. We are a living heartwood breathing, growing vast.
And if I support this, what is it for your people?
Who's next? Who's next?
How do they contribute to nation building?
We offer legitimacy. When you stand before Guyana and say, no one is left behind, will it be a lie? Or will the first people stand with you?
I see. Very compelling story. So what is it in for you?
We have to be like somewhere off or left.
We want protection by Britain. 97 signatures, Wapchan, Makushi, Akwayo elders. They don't want independence from Britain. They want protection by Britain.
But you know, Stephen, it is not just so easy. What will Chetty say? You come from my support. Have you saw Chetty's?
The British divide us by race. East Indian, African, Amerindian. We are the bridge. Support us and we bridge your victory.
Okay, this is what I do. I will give you a signed copy of a document and you're going to take it to Chetty. See what he has to say about it. And if you're successful, then you can come back to my office.
Okay, Mr. Burnham.
Stephen, Umbelina's cassava bread saved my medics in 51. How is she?
Stronger than your British opponents, doctor. She sent this on the request.
Ah, the Amerindian seats. Burnham vaguely mentioned it vaguely.
The Wellington Commission gave us suffrage, but London still controls our land. Your party fights for the rice farmer, the dock worker. But who fights for the first farmer? The one whose roots fed this land before the ships came.
The struggle is united, Stephen. Capitalism pits coast against interior. We need solidarity.
Solidarity needs a seat at the table, doctor. When your PPP party wins, will the Amerindians be tenants in their ancestral homes or partners in Guyana? Yes, yes.
We help your flood relief. Our canoes, our medicine.
Yes, yes. The PPP never forgets its friends. But Burnham programmatically thinks seats are political capital.
What is pragmatic about ignoring 30,000 souls? The British divide us by race, African, East Indian, Amerindian. We are the bridge. Support us, and we bridge your victory.
We did it. Seats, suffrage, schools.
Conditional signatures. Barnum wants secrecy and Dragon wants applause. Hush! The Indians might hear. Tell the rivers that I'm heroic.
Politics is a river with two currents. We swim both for now.
But will they honor it, sir? After the election?
Then we remind them with protests, with the press, with every broken promise documented. Amerindians won't be pawns again.
So now we're playing chess too?
No, we are playing Arakuru, our ancestors' game, where the quietest moves topples the loudest king. You want to take a seat upstairs? You want to take a seat at the top?
Have a seat right there.
Go on.
Right here. Sir, ask for you to take that of the seat, please. Or else for the future. Mr. Campbell, your persistence is theatrical. The conference is negotiating the independence of Guyana. Must we derive from the regional grievances?
Regional? Minister, this is the heartbeat of British Guyana. Wapchan, Makushi, Akawayo elders, they don't want independence from Britain. They want protection by Britain.
Protection from whom? Chagan? Burnham? They're too busy tearing each other apart to attack your forests.
From this, the 1961 Constitution you approved, Article 12. All lands not privately held vest in the crown. Our lands not privately held, our farms crown land. When you leave, Burnham and Jagan inherits the keys to our ancestral homes.
The conference guarantees minority rights.
What minorities? The 1948 Amerindian Ordinance recognized our lands. Then came the 53 suspension, the 57 election, and now you are handing our forests to men who never stepped foot beyond Georgetown?
Read. Burnham demands representation to protect Africans. Jagan insists for sparse the post to secure the Indian majority. Both ignored the people who lived there for millennia.
Page 12. Amerindian land title unresolved. Footnote 3. You reduce us to a footnote while they break her over power?
We've tried. Paragraph 14b. Paragraph 14b of the draft constitution.
Amerindians shall have such rights as Parliament may. Empty words. Parliament will be Burnham's or Jagan's. They'll prescribe chains.
What would you have me do? Halt independence? The world accuses Britain of clinging to empire.
Amend Article 12. Add all Amerindian land shall be inalienable and governed by tribunal councils. Simple. Just British.
They'll never agree. Burnham demands control over the minerals. Jagan wants the collective lands of farm.
Then let history record. When Britain finally left Guyana, it honored its first treaty, not by ones made by kings or parliaments, but by the people who trusted the crown's word.
Other annex to the conference report. The Secretary of State received protection for the Amerindian land. It's all I can do.
For your consideration. Seed grows in silence, Minister.
They'll call you a traitor. They'll call you a traitor, but remember, Burnham and everyone else only wants to protect those Africans and Indians.
Let them. My people call me Akruchi, the planter. Today, I planted.
The draft the colonial office memo. Amerindian land tenure requires explicit safeguards pre-independence. No, don't copy Jagan or Burnham. File it under unfinished business.
We are not a footnote anymore.
We stood. We stood where river cut through time. We held a scroll signed with earth and blood. The first link in the chain, he said, break it and all your progress floods to salt upon wounded ground. We taught him stubborn. We were wrong.
He came against us when factions screamed, coast against coast, the old divide. The soil remembers, he declared. Before the cane fields we resided, before your constitutions.
We're free.
We heard but did not heed.
We built our Guyana on his silence. I saw him last at freedom's dawn, the flag unfurled. His eyes were forests, old in storms. Now guard our place in this new world, he whispered. Then the corridor bloomed, and Stephen Campbell left the room.
They laid him in Santa Rosa, where the cassava roots drink deep. We stood, two rivals turned to mourners, and made an oath while he slept. Your scroll is
Now
not
our nation's spine, your fight, our unfinished creed.
He planted seeds in London's stone.
The crowd said, wait.
He planted seeds in Georgetown. The king said, late. But roots grow slow and mighty through the weight of broken promises until they crack the state.
His suffrage dream, we call it granted. But how many walk miles to vote? His land rights filed in dusty drawers until we felt his spirit note, the ledger of our negligence. A people's word is not in ink.
So hear us now from time far shore. We failed him. Let this truth be stark. Whispers at night beneath the dark. We swear by every star he represents. His scroll becomes our compass still. To every child who speaks the Lokono, every hand that tills the clay,
the chain he forged is unbreakable.
Guyana's heart
is here to stay. So plant his name in constitutions. Let rivers bear his righteous fury. Stephen Campbell's lands are born,
not in pity,
not in hurry,
but in blood soil,
ancestry,
freedom.
Put your hands together for the cast of Stephen Campbell the man of wisdom. Put your hands together as well for Denzel Carlisle St. Hill, who wrote and directed that play, and with Christopher Sukdeo as co-director and producer. Let's give them both a big round of applause. Well, that brings us to an end of this evening's program, but we can't leave you completely without saying thank you. And so let me invite young Kenneth Edwards, who, by the way, happened to have been one of the first persons, or the first person to portray Stephen Campbell right on this very stage when we started this series of plays several years ago. Put your hands together for Kenneth Edwards as he comes to present the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Isaac said several years ago, making me seem as I'm very old. But on behalf of the organizers, I wish to extend heartfelt gratitude as we bring this evening's production of Stephen Campbell, Man of Wisdom, to a close. Tonight, we have celebrated the remarkable life and legacy of Stephen Campbell, our nation's first Indigenous Member of Parliament, whose wisdom and vision continue to guide us. We are especially honored to be in the presence of members of Parliament Lee Williams and Alistair Charlie, representatives of the Diplomatic Corps, and Mr. Marty D'Souza, Deputy Chief Education Officer for Amerindian and Hinterland Education Development. Your presence this evening is a true encouragement and a reminder of the importance of preserving and promoting our Indigenous heritage. A special thank you to the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs for their support in making this event possible. We also acknowledge with deep appreciation the play's writer and director, Mr. Denzel St. Hill, and its co-director, Mr. Christopher Sukdeo, whose creativity and dedication brought this story to life so powerfully. We are especially proud of the students of the Hinterland Scholarship Division who so brilliantly enacted this play. Your performance was inspiring, and you carried the story of Stephen Campbell with grace, strength, and authenticity. Finally, to our audience, thank you for joining us this evening. Your presence and support helped to keep alive the memory and teachings of Stephen Campbell, truly a man of wisdom. Thank you, and may we all continue to walk in the paths of wisdom that he has shown us.
Thank you, Kenneth. And thus we've come to the end officially of this evening's program. I wish you a safe trip. If you're heading over to Sapphire, remember our exhibition and sale and cultural evenings will continue until Saturday. And please be a part of that. And also remember we've got our fitness walk coming up this weekend as well. You can also be a part of that activity. Thank you again for being a wonderful audience. We invite you to participate in some refreshments at the bar over there and have a good remainder of the evening. Thank you.